Writing in a diary is a really strange experience for someone like me. Not only because I have never written anything before, but because I think later on neither I nor anybody else would be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl, Anne Frank, June 20, 1942. Yes, friends, today we are going to discuss the life of Anne Frank, the diary of a young girl, and we are going into the depth of the life of the young girl, and that is Anne Frank. And we are going to find out how someone so young, so delicate, so energetic, just 15-year-olds became the victim of Holocaust, became the victim of Holocaust literature, how she became so important in the Holocaust literature, being just 15 years old, and how someone like her, someone like 13 years old, getting the dreams of becoming a writer and finally achieving her dreams even after her death. I mean, that is uncomparable. It is just like Bhagat Singh, who saw the dreams of liberating India, who saw the dream of giving India the freedom. And what he does, though he dies young, but he got his freedom. He finally liberated Indian from the British rulers. Okay, because he saw some dreams. If you see dreams, the universe helps you get your dreams. Although you are not there to see your dreams being fulfilled, but still somebody other is seeing your dreams getting fulfilled, and they are getting inspiration from your life. And this what happens with Anne Frank. Anne Frank, when started writing the diary, he hadn't thought that somebody would read his diary, somebody would get inspiration from her diary. But later on, when she died, her diary being not only being read in Holland or in Germany, but the whole world reads her diary. And I think she had never thought about it. She had never thought that she would become a much famous writer. So let us go into the deep of her life, and let us find how we can find inspiration from her life. Let us discuss her life right now. The Diary of a Young Girl is a singular, moving look at World War II from a young girl's perspective. Anne Frank couldn't have known when she wrote those words that her musings would become primary sources of information about life during Holocaust. Anne is a remarkably clever, thoughtful narrator, and her diary is as entertaining as it is a significant historical document. Though the events within the diary offer only a glimpse of the horrors inflicted on Jewish people by the Nazis, the diary paints a vivid picture of human nature and relationships in a time of war and war. The Diary of a Young Girl. This is what we are going to discuss today. So, listen to the lecture carefully, and if you are new to our channel, please like, share and subscribe the video, and please subscribe the channel. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe the channel. Please motivate us by subscribing the channel. So now, let us watch the video. Let us come to the point. Let us go into the deep life of this young girl, Anne Frank. So friends, Anne Frank was born on 12 June 1929, and on her 13th birthday, she received a present from her parents, and that was a red colored diary, on her 13th birthday. 13th birthday on 12 June 1942. On 12 June 1942, she received a diary, and she had selected this diary a day earlier than her birthday from a local bookseller. In her diary, we get to know that they used to live in Germany. At first, they used to live in Germany, but then in 1933, their parents moved into Holland. They moved to Holland. After a few months, her mother also. At first, her father moved to Holland, and then after 3 to 4 months, her mother also goes to live with her father. And then after a few years, her sister Margot followed them, and then after 1 to 2 years, she also goes to live with her parents. Earlier, she and her sisters were living with her grandmother in Achi. That is what from we get to know from the first few pages of the diary. In her diary, we also get to know that in school days she was very clever. She was very naughty. She used to make a lot of fun in the schools. And one day, uh, her math teacher, Mr. Kissing, he punished her. He used to punish her. He used to give her to write essay on chatterbox chatterbox. That is the words he used for her, for Anne Frank. And one day she wrote an essay in which there was a swan and her husband, and the husband and the father used to punish her ducklings just because they used to make quack quack. They used to make sounds, and that's how she made fun of her teacher. And that's why the teacher got to know about the talent of N, and after that, he told the story. He told N's story to all the classes in the school, and he never punished or never gave extra homework to N after that. One day, Anne's elder sister received a note from Nazi camp. She received a note from Nazi camp that she had been summoned to go to their camp, and so that's why the family of Anne Frank, that is her father Otto Frank and her mother Edith Frank, Anne Frank and Margot French, they had to leave. They had to go into hiding at the secret annex. Annex is a place in her father's office. Her father, Anne Frank's father, is a well-to-do businessman. He does the business of jam making. He makes the jam and he distribute it to the market, and that's how he's a good well-to-do family. And they goes to live in the annex, a secret annex, a building, a apartment that is in their office, in her father's office. And her father's employees help them to get there, and they used to give them rations and all other things to survive in that apartment. In the apartment, they had to keep silent till 12:30 in the afternoon, because at that time the workers in the office, they works, and after at 12:30 there is their half time. In half time they can do their chit chat and other things, whatever they do. And after 12 5:30 they can do all their work. All these while they have to keep silent, they have to shut silent, they have to shut their mouth. They can't make any move, because that will arouse suspicion in the office workers. So they have to keep silent during this time. And they started living this life uh, in the secret annex, and started writing her diary. And that's how they are living. They are living their life peacefully, though Anne's mother is not happy. Uh, she's always in worry. No, she's always terrified that one day they will be caught and Nazi would kill them, because Nazis were killing all the Jews. Hitler had announced that they will kill all the Jews in the Germans in the nearby areas, and that's why they have to keep under. They have to go to hiding or go to another country to save their lives. One day, Mr. Van Dance, Mrs. Van Dance, and their son Peter joins them. They joins them to the secret annex, and there and had to share uh, their apartment with them. At first, Anne didn't like Peter, and didn't like a bit Peter, but later on, when Anne got her first periods, that time she started having feelings for Peter. She said that she liked to touch her body parts, and she doesn't know why, because there was so much pain in her private parts, but still she liked to go to Peter, and she talks to Peter. She uh, at one time they kiss to each other. And I mean, at first she was not attached to Peter, but later on she started liking her. They used to talk to each other, although Margot also liked Peter, but she didn't go to such depth. And at first, Anne didn't talk to anyone about Peter, but later on, their mother and all other got suspicion of their relationship. And one day, her father talks to her about this that this is she is liking Peter just because There is nobody else. But and when she will go outside world will show her so many men, and there will she can do anything she wants, and then maybe she forgets Peter. She don't do not like Peter because Peter is very shy guy, just like me. Peter is very shy, and he's like a kind of bored guy. He's not that much interested, but because there is nobody else, so Anne had no choice. That's why she became friends, or she became intimate with Peter, and that's how their relationship started. But later on, uh, and thought that Peter is not the one for her. Peter is not for her. Peter was just whatever her father was telling her. Peter was just a time pass. Peter was not. She was not serious about Peter. And one day, the Prime Minister of Holland, he announced that in 1944 he announced that uh, the secret documents, the diaries, the journals, they would be published. And then Anne realized that uh, she had a good chance of becoming a writer here, because if she writes her experience about her war experiences, then probably it will get published. So that's why once again she started rewriting her diary. She started rewriting her diary in a good manner. This time she started writing her diary in a good manner, and she made necessary changes in it. And that's why she's in reality started writing her diary. After that she gets to know that there is a chance of getting it published. After that she made necessary changes, uh, and it was something different. And then she wrote her diary in three parts. At first, she wrote it in red color diary that I told you in the first part. But later on, when the diary got over, she started writing on notebooks, on school notebooks, on paper, and whatever she found, she started writing her diary uh, on that paper. And not only her diary, she wrote so many notes, so many short stories, and so many poems in her whatever paper she found on that. Sometimes. And I forgot to mention that one person also, one dentist, dentist also joined them later on, and Anne had to share her room with Mr. Dussel. Mr. Dussel, that is dentist, and at first they kind had a tough time. They didn't mingle with each other easily because Anne didn't like Mr. Dussel, because he used to use her table all the time. He used to keep living in the room. He used to keep writing letters to her fiancé, and that's why she didn't like Mr. Dussel at first. But later on, she found a liking to him. She just managed with him. She like mm, she got used to him. She got used to him. And one day, on December 5, 1944, they got Nazi code there. Maybe on December 1945, there was the last entry in her diary. Anne Frank's diary last note was on 5 December 1945, 3 days before they were caught by the Nazis. It was alleged that one of her friends, one of her uh, employees gave the news to Nazis about their hiding. But later on, it was found that maybe the police were raiding every and each house those days. So maybe it was just a coincidence that they were being caught. But for so many years, it was being believed that one of his employees, Mr. Otto Frank's employees, uh, betrayed him, and he gave the news to police about him. After that, uh, they were being sent to some camps, some Nazis camps. Anne and her sister Margot were sent to a camp where they died just because of typhus in late February, uh, or early March. Because in April 1945, British Allied forces got the Jews free of Nazis control, and there was only one person who survived, and it was Otto Frank. Otto Frank survived this attack, survived this, while all others died in during the camp. And here our diary, our going into the life of the Anne Frank finally ends. And I feel I'm really inspired. I personally inspired by her life. I when I wrote sorry when I read her diary, I was like dumbfounded. I couldn't say a word. I was so pathetic. I mean, living in such a condition, when one lives in such a condition and one is so energetic, one feels so happy, one feels one you know one is trying to be happy, one is trying to find happiness in such a place. And we people, we are living our homes today's nowadays, we are living our homes, and we also go out. I don't know why people do not follow the rule of quarantines. These days we must we must learn from the life of Anne Frank, that how she lived for 2 years. They lived for 2 years and 1 month in an apartment, in just an apartment behind the office, and they do not follow the nature call on their time. They had to shift their nature call. They had to take bath in during the time the office employees were not present in the office, and they had to make so much sacrifice. They had to make so many sacrifices to save their lives. And we people are not even, we people are going out, we people are opening shops, we people are going to bazaars, and we are not following the rule of COVID-19. And I think that is pathetic, and we have to pay for this if we do not if we do not learn these things on time. I think we should learn these things, and we should learn from the life of Anne Frank, that how can you survive? How can you find happiness in anywhere? How can you find happiness in anywhere? And that is what we can learn from her life. Such a great girl, such a great girl. And if you have dreams, have the passion to follow it, and you will surely get it. If you have the guts to follow your dream, the universe will help you. This is all from now. If you have any doubt in this lecture, if you have any doubt regarding the life of Anne Frank, if I have left some things, please mention it in the comments. Whatever you feel about the lecture, please write it in the comment section, and I will see what you are up to. And thank you very much for joining us. And please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Please share the video as much as you can. Thank you very much for joining us.